Hey guys, just wanted to share a quick little video with you about how I kind of explain the concept of exercise intensity to my students. Um, so basically, I just kind of start off with this slide and I show that to them. I give them a chance to think, pair, share with a neighbor, talk about what they think exercise intensity is, what they know about it, share any ideas that they have with one another, then kind of group them back together and have them kind of share some things one by one as I call on different kids. But basically, we kind of just narrow it down to this um, basic thing. It's just a measurement of how hard your heart is working at any given time. Um, and since my crew, my fifth graders are right now using heart rate monitors, it's a perfect opportunity to talk about this concept of exercise intensity because those heart rate monitors give them a window into their body that they wouldn't necessarily have otherwise. So it's a really cool opportunity to bring this into our teaching. From there, we kind of go into linking it back to some things that we talked about in earlier lessons. So before this lesson, I did one based on different types of movements and how those different types of movements affect our heart rate in different ways, and where those kind of movements fell into in terms of what area of fitness they were enhancing. So talk about slow heartbeat, medium heartbeat, fast heartbeat, and we kind of link it back to what we already knew, so prior knowledge. So have the kids talk about, well, slow heartbeat, that kind of relates back to those different stretching activities that we did and found out last class that they don't really raise our heart rate that much. They keep it at a pretty slow, low rate. Those different areas of flexibility activities. We talked about how muscular endurance, muscular strength activities kind of increase our heart rate a little bit more of like that medium speed that you see here. And then we also talked about how different types, of cardiorespiratory endurance activities tend to raise our heart rate the most, get it beating the fastest. And now we can use that information from here to kind of relate it to intensity. So the slower your heartbeat, the lower the intensity. The higher your heartbeat, the faster your heartbeat, the higher the intensity. And we kind of use that continuum there that you see on the bottom to illustrate that concept. So from there we go into our heart rate zones, and I explained to them that I base all these zones, I customize the zones that I made for them, and whether you're using their heart rate monitors, based off of their age and their maximum heart rate. We talk about how I determined that 220 minus your age determines your maximum heart rate. Just use the basic age-adjusted formula since these are only fifth graders, not worried about Carvone and all those other methods. It's just too complicated, I think, for them. And then basically we just go into how the different zones are color-coded and what range of numbers makes up that particular heart rate zone. So for example, I have it set up in my software that I use with HeartTech Plus. That zone 1 is between 96 and 119 beats per minute. Zone 2 in the green is set up for between 120 and 144 beats per minute. Zone 3 is between 145 and 164 beats per minute. Zone 4 is orange. It's between 165 and 190 beats per minute. And Zone 5 is 191 or greater in the red. The reason why I broke it down like this within the software is because before we even were able to use heart rate monitors, my kids have been very accustomed to using the palpation method on their carotid artery to find their heart rate as we did different things throughout class. And they knew that their target heart rate zone was between 120 and 190 beats per minute. That's about between 60 and 90% of their max overall. So I wanted to kind of keep that same theme with them when we used a heart rate monitor. So if you kind of look at this zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, that makes up between 120 and 190. So if we're doing target heart rate stuff, I basically just try to tell them to stay in green, yellow, or orange. And it kind of, again, it has a correlation to what we've already done, in earlier classes before we started using it, and even in fourth grade when they were doing things last year with their carotid pulse. And just then talking about obviously how, zone 1, the lowest level of intensity, zone 5 is the highest level of intensity, that continuum there. And then doing different activities that I've posted on here in the past to kind of illustrate that as well, so they understand what it takes to get into each of these different intensity levels, how your body responds to it, not just your heart, but what else, how's your breathing respond to it, what are you feeling in each of these different zones as we try to get in and stay in different zones throughout different classes with different movements. So that's basically it. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye.